Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of In the Corner with A. I'm so excited to have you guys on. Episode 1 was exciting. Episode 17. What am I talking about? This is currently video format episode 2, but on audio platforms it will be episode 17, which you are now listening to. So yeah, it's so cute. It's giving therapy, it's giving In the Corner vibes, it's giving nice, calm, cool, collected, relaxing sleepover with your best friend. But yeah, in today's episode, I want to be speaking about what I was talking about in the previous episode. So it would be last Friday's episode. I'm filming this on a Saturday. I'm on a roll, but don't get excited because consistency always goes like this and then it drops back down, but it's fine. We are going to be speaking about the unfinished room theory, more so the importance of friendships, people, understanding when to cut the cord and putting yourself first, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. Because by now, I think we all know that I like to go off on tangents when I speak about certain topics and quotes and whatnot. But nonetheless, I hope you guys have had a nice start to your New Year's. But yeah, let's get into it. So if you tuned into last Friday's episode, we briefly spoke about the concept of a house and the concept of several rooms being indicated to each person or friend you bring into your life. For example, someone comes into your life and makes the kitchen super nice, super loving, super cozy and comfortable. That represents that person. And then you bring someone else into your house and they represent the toilet and they just don't take care of it and they mess it up and then they leave. That can indicate a toxic person that you bring into your life. And then there'll be someone else who comes into your life and does the renovations perfectly. However, it's not finished because they've upped and left, which can also indicate someone coming into your life for seasons and someone coming into your life for blessings. I also briefly spoke about this in further episodes down the line, so you can go have a nice listen to that. But how people serve purposes when it comes into your life and how everything happens for a reason. Because one thing about life is when situations occur and predicaments happen and friendship fallouts happen and toxic relationships end up becoming so toxic to a point where you have to go separate ways, everything has a purpose behind it in life. And that is just so universally calming and relaxing, knowing that you are put here for a reason and God is the best of planners. If something is hurting you right now, it's because you're meant to go through it, because within that pain, you are going to figure out something so beautiful about yourself, something that can definitely shape you into becoming a better version of yourself a year later. For example, let's say a girl called Becky, right? She has the most heart-wrenching heartbreak on the 5th of January, 2026, and it sends her down a spiral of thinking and it sends her down a spiral of self-help and just taking time for herself to heal. And by her healing, she takes on a new hobby, she takes on a new craft, she starts to bake. Within those skills that she obtains and the attributes that she obviously learns from cooking and cleaning and skills and hobbies, she can take that and make something of herself. And who knows, maybe 2027 January Becky will have her own successful baking company or line. It's more so about how you utilize the time you have and how you just appreciate the time you have, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are a couple quotes that are on my other phone, which I'm using to record, and I don't have it on this phone. But of course, I was doing my usual scroll on Instagram Reels and X, and I found a couple quotes that were revolving around putting yourself first and just being so careful of who you share good news to. And I have so much to say when it comes to this topic. You know that dopamine rush that you get from receiving exciting news and you just want to open your mouth and tell the whole fucking nation and spread that joy with all your friends? Yeah, cool, it's exciting to feel good, but at the end of the day, you also need to be so aware of who you are telling that good news to, because 9 times out of 10, your friends are in competition with you and your friends could be envious of you. It more so depends on who your friends are. I'm not saying everyone has that mindset, but you really need to be careful of who you let in. And this is why I always say you need to trick the people and fool the ones who basically have this perception of you thinking, oh, you're so confident and you're so brave and you're so selfless that you're letting in so much, about your life to other people. But this is the thing. You have to tell lies to people to make them think that you are the type to open up. You don't have to tell everyone the basic life story of yours. You can sit there and be like, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me, blah, blah, blah. He's a shit kisser, rat-tat-tat, and just open up from that. But you don't need to tell them your whole life story. You have to trick the people, I think. It is very self-explanatory. Only share good news with people that you trust. Matter of fact, pause. Don't even share good news with anyone. Wait until you actually have that tangible thing or just whatever news you have. Let's say it's a job promotion. Wait to get that job promotion and then reveal it. Matter of fact, don't even reveal it. Move it in silence. That's the whole concept of life. Mystery. Mystery kills, but also mystery heals. You can't be telling everyone your business and expect everyone's reaction to be the positive, like, approach that you want it to be. People are not going to be happy for you. People will not clap for you. That's why a lot of jealousy and envy is deeply rooted in friendships and people that always compare themselves with other friends. Because if you have 10 friends and only 4 of them clap for you and the 6 are just fucking silent and they make it about themselves, cut them off. Those are not friends. They are competition. They are competing with you for what? God knows. Go to therapy. Sorry, I have a bone to pick on that one because I do have this one good friend of mine, and I feel like with her, I'm going to do a therapy session on her because, girl, I think we all need Abby as a therapist. But she gets into a habit of when she has good news and good exciting things happen to her, she word vomits and word diarrheas to every single person. It's like, I get it. The excitement is there. You get such an exciting, enticing feeling when you share the good news. But at the end of the day, also don't jinx yourself. I am a firm believer in keeping everything private and sacred until the universe is ready to show off that promotion, that tangible product, that success, the streams, the world tour to people. And this is why it's important to write down your feelings and write down your plans, rather speaking it to people that are low vibrating individuals. I'm a very big believer in speaking things into existence, but only speak things into existence when the company there is 100% pure and pristine. Don't be speaking your stuff into existence if it's around bad company and bad entities and energies, because the eye is real, energy is real. And matter of fact, this is a very funny manifesting story that I've done. I used to make people believe that I had everything that once I now post on social media, like for example, my close friends on Instagram or like my Instagram posts and stuff. People see that I'm in fancy cars and I have all these bags and this and that. And the funny thing is, I used to manifest that lifestyle by pretending I had that. Oh, I have a date at Nobu. I don't have a date at Nobu. I was doing self-care in my room reading the fucking crescendo book. You know, you need to make people believe and think that you have everything, because once all those energies unite and everyone's saying, oh my gosh, guys, did you see Becky? She's in a Rolls Royce. Oh my gosh, guys, did you see Becky? She has a new Chanel. Make everyone believe and think universally and energetically that you have that. So all the energies combined further reinforces that manifestation. That's how I do it. Manifesting has no rules. It's more so about the approach you have. Don't sit there and think, I want this, and then you sit and ruminate about why you don't have it. That's not how it works. Think of what you want. Close your eyes, feel it, manifest it, believe it. It's already mine. It's already in this life. I just haven't reached that part in my life yet. And then don't think about it again. Done and dusted. Another thing I want to speak about as well is communication. I think for every single episode I do, I always vouch for communicative approaches. When it comes to friendships, relationships, everything in life, communication is key. I say this because I was having to think to myself the other day, and I was like, this one point in my life, 2021, like, springtime, I think it was March or April, I wasn't speaking to my friends for like about a month, right? At that time. And I just felt so calm and just so at peace. And the reason is I had nothing to complain about to anyone. Complaining and letting out your feelings, that's one thing. But if you consistently complain about the same thing with no action or change of improvement, it's going to weigh you down. The reason why I felt so at peace at the time is because, number one, I had no one to complain things about too. Number two, I just had no reason to open up my feelings and just consistently release myself into that state of sadness and pissed off emotions. I just sucked it up and I kept it going. Now, I know sucking it up and pushing stuff under the rug is not advised, because at the end of the day, you could be pushing deep-rooted issues under the rug and then it comes up in the surface in the future. That I understand. But if it's small petty issues like someone complaining about this drama happened or that drama happened, vent as much as you want, but don't revolve around that drama. Don't let it weigh you down. Life is so precious and time is the most important gift that money can never buy. So it's important in how you use it and how wise you are when it comes to using your time, investing your time, spending your time. Simple. I want to do a couple of a couple like live Q&As. I did speak to a couple of my guests that I'll be having on future episodes, and I'm super excited because the plan is, there. We just want to speak about it because, like I just said and mentioned, right? Don't speak on your plans until it actually happens. But I want to do like this little session where people sometimes will send in questions for me to give advice on and give my responses on. I think that'll be such a cute segment. Definitely will be considering that in the future. Maybe like a little form that can be like attached or embedded in the episodes that people can fill out, and I can answer like 5 questions per episode if we have time. But I'm going to keep this one short, sweet and simple. The main topics and what's the word? The main things to take from this episode is the unfinished room theory. Do your research and look into that. Apply it to your real life scenarios and situations. Unfinished room, each person indicates and they have a set room in that house. And that house is you. That house is your mind. That house is your body, mind, spirit, and soul. Take care of it and be very cautious of who you allow into what room. Because at the end of the day, all rooms under that same roof has an impact. That's one. Number two, don't always share good news with everyone, even though it's exciting. Good for you. Congratulations. I applaud you. But sometimes things are better off left unsaid. And let the results be the noise. Let all that hard work and determination and the result that comes from that speak for itself. You don't need to open your mouth and open your gob and speak and tell 25 gazillion people the successes that you've had. Let the results do that for you. And say no to toxicity. Leave certain people behind. We're in a new year, for fuck's sake. Stop allowing fallacious reasonings and stop allowing people with bad mindsets and toxic approaches bring you down with them. If you can't communicate with someone, that sounds like a you problem. Learn how to communicate. Stop dragging down people to shitty relationships and expectations and this and that simply because you can't, or you're just confused about yourself. You go and fuck with someone's feelings because you're unsure of yours. What the fuck? I'm going off on a tangent again. I think that'll be next week's episode. Speaking about the concept of relationships and the illusions that people fall into because they are so easily manipulated and gaslighted, and how they need to take a stand for themselves and put themselves first. Because YOLO, you only live once. And what I spoke about in last week's episode is you have 2 lives. The second one starts once you are aware that you only have one. So, yeah. Don't know why I'm so out of breath. That was a lot off my chest. But thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of January. I shall catch you next week. If I have a guest on, who knows? We shall see. It's going to be a surprise for you guys. But I love y'all.